So you must have heard the recent news that the TikTok ban is set to go through on January 19th of 2025. Now there might be some delays to this if they try to push it to the Supreme Court, or once Trump gets in office, he might overturn the ban. But as of right now, we have no idea. All we know is that TikTok is not going to be available anymore on January 19th of 2025, giving us a little bit over a month to prepare for this drastic change. If you want to learn more about the details of this entire case, go do a Google search about it. In this video, what I'm going to cover is how we can maintain our livelihood as people who earn a significant portion of our income through TikTok. For me, TikTok Shop generates about 70% of my e-commerce revenue. The other about 30% comes from my website, but the traffic that I get to my site comes organically through TikTok. So pretty much it's responsible for 99% of my revenue. This video is going to be directed towards affiliates and TikTok Shop sellers, and we're going to go over how we can best prepare and safeguard ourselves if this ban does go through. So first, I want to address the TikTok Shop affiliates. Now, I've mentioned many times in my previous videos that being a TikTok Shop affiliate is not a long-term business solution. It's not a long-term source of income. While it can make you a ton of money very, very, very quickly. So now, if you find yourself, you're an affiliate, you've been making good amounts of money, maybe you've left behind your job, this is your full-time occupation, you're someone just starting out as a TikTok Shop affiliate, honestly, what I'd recommend you do is continue to hammer out that content and still try to make as much money as possible before the ban goes through, because quitting right now just makes no sense. However, while you're continuing to create this content, you need to actively be thinking on how you can create a long-term source of income. Now, the thing that relates most to being a TikTok Shop affiliate or creating content to promote products is starting your own e-commerce business. The experience of being a TikTok Shop affiliate and creating content that sells is incredibly valuable. But what I don't want you to do is now think, okay, I can go be an affiliate on another platform. You need to realize that creating content for other people is a great way to earn money in the immediate sense, but it's never going to be able to retire you. It's not going to be able to provide for your kids, maybe provide for your parents. That's just never going to happen. So in these remaining few weeks to a month, you need to be thinking, okay, what is this e-commerce business that I can create that aligns most with the content that was most successful for me? Let's say you did really, really well promoting worker gloves, people who work outside, construction workers, that sort of thing. Well, then you can create a product similar to that and sell it and promote it through, in the future, Facebook, through Instagram, through Etsy, through other selling platforms, right? But you have the experience creating content for it and you understand that product. That was just one example. If you love to promote shapewear, maybe look into creating a shapewear brand. If you love to promote random t-shirts with designs on them, look at print on demand. It'll be an incredibly smooth transition. But what you cannot do is keep your head in the sand thinking the ban is never going to go through. This is pretty much just a wake-up call. Because even if the ban does not go through, I mentioned a million times that being an affiliate is not a long-term source of income. I started off my journey with TikTok Shop as an affiliate for my own business. And when I first started out, every single video I would make would get hundreds of thousands of views, and many of them were getting millions of views. I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4. My highest viewed one I think now has 5 million views on it. But after a couple of months, this slowly started to dry down. Now, it wasn't a problem for me because I just went to my business account. I had my own affiliates promoting my products, so I didn't really see a big hit in my income. But if this is all that you have, if you are just a sole person promoting a variety of different products, you're constantly going to be lost and constantly be thrown from platform to platform, chasing higher commission rates everywhere you go. But up until that deadline of the ban going through, definitely try to maximize it, because still it is the best way to make the fastest amount of money. So even if you haven't started and you're just looking to make money on TikTok, go out there and promote stuff as much as possible from now until January 19th. Now, part 2, I'm going to talk about what you should do if you are a TikTok Shop seller. So you have your business hosted on TikTok Shop. It is your main source of business revenue, which is the case for me. I actually built up this whole channel around TikTok Shop essentially, and documenting my journey. Now, over these past about a year, I've gotten thousands and thousands and thousands of orders from TikTok Shop. But starting in May of this year, I realized that I can't have a sole reliance on TikTok Shop. That's when I leaned into my Shopify Shopify site, grew my email list, and started to earn a substantial amounts of revenue through there. I did many pre-orders on there and gotten a couple of thousands of orders through my Shopify. However, most of the traffic does come from TikTok. Now, if you're someone who's in the position where all you have is a TikTok shop, you need to act fast, like starting today. The first thing you need to do is create your Shopify website and connect email marketing platform to that so you can collect those emails, because you only have about a month and a half to do that. Once your website is set up, you need to create a ton of content that's going to drive traffic towards the site. So not just towards getting TikTok shop sales, but getting people to go over to your site, join the email list, and even if they don't convert, you're still going to have their email or their SMS. This is going to help you gradually build up your list, and over the next month you might get hundreds to a couple of thousand email lists and SMS list subscribers. Step number 2 is you need to look at other platforms that are going to just generate that passive sort of income for you, and it's going to be a super easy transition. The perfect example for that is Etsy. I set up my Etsy about a month ago, and so far I've gotten some 5-star reviews, I've gotten some sales. So Etsy is very fast to set up, and pretty much all you have to do is bring in your whole collection, all of your products that you're already selling on TikTok shop, and just list them up on Etsy. And it'll take a day, maybe 2 days, but it is going to guarantee you another platform where people can see your products and they can purchase from you very quickly. Many people complain about the margins on Etsy, but for the little amount of work that you have to put into it, it really is a great platform to get more and more exposure. And the third piece to this puzzle is you need to find another social media platform to drive that organic traffic just as TikTok did, or another platform that you can sell directly on. For me, Instagram is this platform. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to own up to it. I made a huge mistake over this past year because of the amount of traffic that I was getting, the amount of views that I was getting on my TikTok. I could have easily took that content, repurposed it, put it up on Instagram, and built up an Instagram page of thousands of followers. But I didn't. And I said, guys, TikTok is the most important. I don't like Instagram. It's distracting, blah, 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 which was true. Instagram is very distracting, but that's not a reason to miss out on thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales because Instagram is distracting. So don't make the same mistake that I did during this week. Again, this is your action plan. Create your Shopify and hook it up to an email marketing. I cover this in many videos of mine. Set up your Etsy and create the Instagram. It's going to be super easy to do. For the Instagram, it's going to take a couple minutes. You just get your logo from TikTok, put it up on Instagram. And if you have the recordings of the TikTok, the footage of all the TikToks that you've posted that have done well, repurpose that, cut it up in different ways, add the Instagram text on it, and start creating those reels. You guys, I noticed this week that there's this brand very similar to mine that doesn't sell the exact same product or anything like that, but we're in a relatively similar niche. Now, I thought they only sold on TikTok, and I would see their content on TikTok and be like, oh great, like they're crushing it with this, they're getting followers. We have around the same amount of followers on TikTok, between 17 to I think 20,000 followers. And I thought this was the only platform they sold on. I also saw them on Etsy and I was like, oh cool, but I didn't realize they've been selling on Etsy, or they started selling on Etsy the same time they started on TikTok. So while they're getting thousands of orders on TikTok through TikTok shop, they're getting thousands of orders on Etsy as well. People are seeing them, they're getting discovered there. But also they have their link to their website in their bio. So as their TikToks are going viral, which is something I took advantage of as well, they're getting a lot of site traffic, collecting emails, building up the email list. But they also have their Instagram linked to their TikTok page. And on their Instagram, they're creating content as well. So they're driving traffic and followers to their Instagram through the TikTok page. On Instagram, they're repurposing their short form content and posting it. And their reels are getting hundreds of thousands and millions of views on Instagram as well. So Instagram is also driving traffic to their site and to their Etsy, and is getting them double, triple the revenue that they would normally get if they were only on TikTok. So this was kind of like a rude awakening for me, and I realized, holy shit, I missed out on the summer season when I was getting 20 to 40,000 website visitors and I didn't have my Instagram linked up to my TikTok. I took advantage of growing my email list. I took advantage of growing my SMS list. I have over 8,000 contacts, but I could have also grown my account on Instagram to tens of thousands of followers like that comparison brand did, and taking advantage of that right now. Also, it helps out, and this is if TikTok doesn't even get banned at all, but there's certain periods of time during the year where TikTok will kind of pull back on your organic traffic. And I noticed this happening across the board in November and December because they want you to spend money on ads. So everyone who's not spending money on ads, their organic growth is pulled back, and they're pushing all the people who are spending on ads. However, if you're on other platforms, Etsy, and if you're on Instagram, your growth is not going to be really impacted. It's going to be pulled back a little bit because you're going to lose that TikTok growth, TikTok organic traffic, and that TikTok shop sales, but people are still going to be buying from you on Instagram when your reels are going viral. People are still going to see on Etsy and purchase from you there. So moral of this story is, this is a great business lesson to learn whether TikTok gets banned or it doesn't get banned. Never put your eggs in one basket. Always think of e-commerce as a multi-channel business. Yes, one business model. Don't jump from selling cartoon stickers to selling posters with soccer players on them. Do not have like 10 different e-com businesses, but you can have one business, same collection, and it's listed up on your Etsy, you promote it on Instagram, you promote it on TikTok, and you also have your own website. This way you maximize revenue, but also you protect yourselves from single points of error or single points of failure. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Honestly, at this point, all we can do is pray to God that this ban does not go through. Honestly, I don't have my faith in the courts or in the president not allowing the ban to go through. None of that's really on my mind. Just pray the ban does not go through. If it does go through, it's a learning lesson for all of us. If you're an affiliate, find a long-term business. If you're a seller, an e-commerce business who only sells on TikTok, you need to diversify your different sales channels. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm out.